You're listening to Punisher Waterfowls, the Union 0430 podcast. Brought to you by Real Geese Decoys, the most technologically advanced silhouette decoy on the market. First Light, the best hunting gear on the planet. Go farther, stay longer. And Ducklander Calls. Tradition, education, and quality. Built to hunt.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Union 0430 podcast. This is episode 249, and you'd think I'd have this figured out yet, but apparently not. And Phil reminded me a second too late. Either way, we won't get into that. I did have
3 or 4 seconds.
Yeah, I did have a topic that I wanted to bring up that was going to be somewhat controversial. And then the boys talked me out of it because they said, I'm just going to create madness.
I'd like to comment on how stellar we look with these fucking matching hats.
Oh,
thank you, Mr. Murdoch.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Jordan Murdoch, for these
the three stooges here.
Stooges. That's a word. There's a couple. There's a couple other that we could probably throw out that applies to the three of us. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching or if you're listening, whatever. You can tell it's me, Phil, and Craig on tonight. Which it's been a bit since the three of us have been on, right? So,
like normally there's guests and one or two of us are missing.
Yeah, the last time the three of us were on was with
Damien's the only staple.
I am the only staple, but in my defense, everything's kind of operates around my schedule, not on yours. So
100%.
When I say, hey boys, I got somebody, or I'm doing a show at this time, it's really on my schedule. And then I'm like, oh fuck, Phil's working and Craig is out of town. Craig, I will say, buddy, sorry to hear about your sister. And I'll leave it at that. It's good to have you back. And I know that it was a hard time, but it's good to have you back, buddy. We've missed you. But yeah, so it's us. And I think we're going to start off the conversation tonight with AI, artificial intelligence, and will it play a role in the waterfowling world?
Well, I can tell you there's a number of people that I work with that are artificially intelligent.
Well, there are quite a few. Oh shit, you know what? I forgot to thank our sponsors.
Hey, Real Geese, First Light, Ducklander, Jeff, you guys are amazing. Keep up the adequate work. We love you to death.
No,
AI would have taken care of that, no problem.
Now AI would have taken care. Yeah,
AI would have butchered it.
No, and the reason why I bring it up, and I told you before we hit the record button, the reason why I wanted to bring it up was because today when I was listening to the NHL station, they were talking about AI. And no, it's not. Well, Sirius doesn't. Maybe that's what we should do. We should start a duck hunting station for Sirius radio.
Oh, make it
now,
big.
The only problem with that is that those stations go 24/7, and you two have
the foggiest idea how to do this.
Well, can't be that hard. But you two have real jobs, so
just sitting around the tablet all
day, all night.
Yeah, we got no music to play or nothing. It's just us three idiots talking all the time. Anyways, back to the AI thing. So the NHL, it's a topic that the NHL is talking about, and they're wondering if AI is going to be better for the product. And I don't know to what end, right? Like, how are they bringing it in? How do they plan on utilizing AI? All of that stuff. And it got me thinking, for so many years, there wasn't a big change. And what I mean big, I mean like an earth-shattering change within the duck hunting, goose hunting world. I would say the very first big change would have been when the motion decoy come out. Like when Mojo invented the spinning wing decoy, right? I would say that was what?
The OG spinner.
Yeah, like I would think that was the very first big, like, holy shit, this is a game changer, right? And since then, there's been improvements. There's been little, moving the yardstick forward and trying to be innovative, and people are doing new things. And now with, the young people that are coming in and being so tech savvy and code, where, high school kids are now learning how to code and all that stuff. I'm wondering, will AI have a role in the waterfowling world?
It better not.
I can see for like information processing
longer than
aspect.
The internet's existed.
Okay.
Yeah, I can see like the information processing sort of thing. And I think we talked about it once a while back. And I haven't listened to the full episode from last week yet, or from this week. But like those guys are talking about like algorithms and that, and talking about, it's like, okay, I've got this place with these sort of conditions, or like these sort of conditions, these temperatures, where can I go? So I can see that, like people are already doing that. Right. So if there's if you're processing the information to kind of figure out, this is the day I've got, what should I be focusing on? It's really just a matter of going through the information you could already do just more quickly, right? Like kind of feeding it through something else.
Well, so the algorithms have not been my friend on Instagram as of late.
The hunt proof boys we're talking about. So like what you're talking about, Craig, is if you have the hunt proof app, and if you are logging every hunt and you're saying it's +5 today, overcast, the wind is from the west, you can search your own database and say, where would I have the best luck, more or less, right? And that's information that you input into the app.
Yeah.
AI, I wonder, will it come to the point where, you sit behind your computer and you say, tomorrow's forecast is this. Where should I hunt? And
on a 5-star scale, should I go or no?
Yeah. Or
I don't buy it. Birds think with their fucking stomachs.
Yeah, very much.
Yeah.
Very much. But are they not a creature of comfort though? Like, what works for them. Like they'll just keep coming back to where they feel safe, or where there's food, or whatever, right? So, and I get what you're saying, Philly. I do.
It's nature's creation. They're gonna, like, again, this is just me because I'm a little on the older side, but I don't buy into all this tech savvy bullshit. But again, you're dealing with Mother Nature. It's gonna do whatever the hell it wants. Like I've had I've scouted till the gas tank was dry. Oh yeah, like we're lined up, weather's steady, like it's a shoo-in. Nope, zeros.
Right.
Or just like you growing up, I'm like, yeah, I'm not expecting squads, whatever. I'm going for the sake of going. And then, I wish I had done like some of these other guys where they're doing these 15 and 20 man hunts and brought, half of Southern Ontario with me, and, sniping bands and doing rigged fucking band draws and shit. But that's a tale for another day. Yeah, again, you're dealing with Mother Nature. You're fighting against something with a fucking brain the size of a walnut.
Yeah.
It's going to do whatever the hell it wants.
Yeah, and I think, like, I'm not naive enough to think that AI can come in and take all of the unknown out of it, or all of the uncontrollable out of it. I just wonder, will we start relying on... Listen, fuck, say it the way it is. There's people that scout right now.
You don't want me to say it the way it is.
No, but through
banned from the internet.
through social media, people are scouting through social media right now.
People are going to use every tool available.
That's right. They're going to use.
People are checking backgrounds and photos.
Absolutely. Yeah. So if people are doing that, and what's not to say the next big push, which could very well be an AI driven application that people wouldn't jump all over, especially so. And let's not talk about the diehards, right? So you got the diehards that's just, this is the way it's done. You go out, you scout, you drive the road, you run out of gas, the whole gambit, right? But then you have another group of hunters that don't have the time to get out and scout every day. They don't have the time to be running the dirt roads and checking
they're
every
hunting for the sake of just hunting and being out.
Yeah, like they want to get out on a Saturday morning because that's the only day off, because Sunday they got church and they've got a family thing and the kids got swim lessons or whatever, right? So they've got a Saturday morning. Those guys and girls are going to take advantage of whatever tool is available to them every single time, I believe.
I will say, obviously, because again, we all know with waterfowl and the migration stuff, a lot of it's weather dependent. Like, if you've got all that warm weather, warm, stable weather, and all of a sudden, bang, you get hammered with a cold front and ripping north winds, birds are moving.
Yeah.
That's unequivocal. We know that. But yeah, like you're factoring all this and, computer cycle babble bullshit. Like I look at, on Facebook, for example, like on all these, pages and groups and stuff where like someone asks a question, I will sit there and wait because there's like the title of the page, so whether it's like hardcore waterfowl or there's like a duck one, I can't remember the full name of it. Anyways, it cycles back and forth between the name of the poster and how long ago it was posted. So it'll go back and forth between Damien 27 minutes ago, Damien 32 minutes ago, whatever. And you see some that are like AI generated. I refuse to answer them. Refuse.
I'm sorry, buddy. I got a message, just a text come in.
That.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That was very ignorant of me.
It's okay. So you're new. We'll let it pass.
What is it you refuse to?
So you'll see on Facebook, like all these like different like duck hunting groups and stuff, like Ontario Goose and Duck, or the huge big hardcore waterfowler one that based out of the States. And you'll see, like, as you're scrolling through your feed, you'll come across said post, and across the top is obviously the group name, so hardcore waterfowler, and then directly below that it cycles back and forth between who posted and how long ago it was posted.
Okay.
So to say, like, Damien Pittman 27 minutes ago, Damien Pittman 32 minutes ago, it goes back and forth, and obviously the time increases.
Yeah.
Well, you'll see some that post where it's like, hey, 16 minutes ago, flips back over, AI generated by group or something. I'm like, yeah, I'm not fucking contributing to this.
Okay.
I refuse.
Yeah. Craig?
Yeah, it's like I see, like, I know the ones Phil's talking about. I've seen that more so in like the little, like, local community buy and sells and shit like that, like, which are full of a whole bunch of garbage fake posts anyways. But yeah, like, I think going back to the people using tools, it's people are going to use it. Like you said, Damien, if people have a tool that's going to take away as many variables as possible and make them as successful as possible, especially if they're limited for time, limited for resources, it's like, whatever, use what the fuck you're going to use. If there were podcasts 30 years ago, you would have had old grizzled guys bitching about mojos and shit like that, right?
100%.
No, I've never used that.
It would have been called Scuttlebutt Lodge.
But so it's like,
Red Fisher.
It's always going to be, it's like, well, no, that's not real hunting versus, well, hunting's hunting. Do what you need. Use what's available to you. And
whatever piece of,
And yeah, like I know we talked about
advantage
previously, where it's like my big thing is, it's like, and I don't know what kind of models already, like what people are already using, but like for me, the big thing I can see people using is just trying to scan through as much information as possible. It's already out there. That's, the same thing as you going through your journal, or like something like Hunt Proof, where it's, you can make use of what information's out there and boil it down, right? Like, why go through hundreds of YouTube's videos when you can throw a little search and like throw some conditions in there, ask a question, and just kind of whittle it down, get to the point, figure out what it is that's useful to you. And yeah, like I think something like that would be great for people. But yeah, depending on when people talk about just the topic of AI in general, it's like it's such a vast topic. And then it's like it's just such a, like, where do you start talking about it? Like, like, are you talking about companies using AI to develop a better product? Are you talking about companies using AI to develop a better logo? Like,
Right.
What part of the conversation do you want to have? Because it's huge.
Right. So, and I think that's like, does that play along the lines of, a lot of people, so Phil just said, right, AI generated, I refuse, I'm not having nothing to do with it, right? So that's Philly's thoughts on that kind of stuff. But then are you using AI for something else? Because AI is so massive right now. It's covering such a huge spectrum. I am completely in the middle because I like technology, and I will use technology to my advantage, just like fuck, boys, like here we are, the three of us are in different locations in Ontario. We're talking real time. We're recording it. It's going to go up on the interweb on Monday. People from all around the world can watch us. So like I'm all in on technology and exploiting the technology, but I also want to be somewhat of a purist, where it's, well, I don't want technology to take everything out of the hunt. I still want to hunt because it's a hunt, and a hunt is you against them. You can use tools, but at the end of the day, it's got to be you against them. Does that make sense?
And that's where Phil's got it right too, right? It's like, even if we're using every tool, every AI generated model, whatever, you get out there, it could all be for nothing, right? Like it's still a bird, it's still nature. Like you're just putting yourself at the best advantage you can.
That's right.
But it could still be absolute garbage when you get out in the field.
Nothing's going to replace boots on the ground.
Yeah.
Well, and yes, good point. Nothing's going to replace boots on the ground.
I peaked early.
Nothing, but nothing can take the unknown out of the hunting, right? Like there's no way that you could remove, I'm looking for a word here and I can't get it. You can't remove every instance of unknown. I don't know. It's not unknown. That's not the word I'm trying to use. There's another word and I just don't come to me. But no matter what app or anything that comes out, it's still not going to take over the fact that the ducks are going to do what the ducks want to do.
Yeah, there's always going to be some uncertainty.
Yeah, uncertainty. There you go. That's the word I'm looking. Uncertainty is better than unknown. Go for it, Phil. I cut you off, buddy.
Yeah, I can't remember where I was going.
And we're back on track.
And we're back on. And it's going to be one of those nights.
Again, you can't fight. You can't win against Mother Nature. Like,
no,
you can't do whatever the hell they want to do.
Absolutely.
Despite how much corn you put in the water.
Well, that's increasing your chances a little bit, but it's
the corn fell there naturally.
Boys down south, they get no spun and butt hurt. Oh, them boys up north got them heated corn pounds. Yeah. Buddy, we're holding on to every goddamn bird we possibly can.
Well, hey, listen, I'm not going to lie. Like I talked to some Southern gentlemen when I was in Saskatchewan, and I'm going to tell you, they believe it. They think we're
they also
up to no good. They think we're up to no good up here, and that goes for us in Canada and the northern states like North Dakota, Minnesota, Michigan, Ohio, that we're, ruining the ozone layer with the amount of electricity and fossil fuels we're using to keep the water warm and to stop the birds from coming down, right? Which is not the case at all.
For the boys down south, I just want you to, here's a little bit of a numbers game. There's more people that live in the state of California than all of fucking Canada. End quote.
I would even.
Yes, we're completely froze up here now.
Yeah.
With the exception of Lake Ontario, we are froze up. We ain't holding shit.
No.
Yeah. I don't have any heated ponds in my area. There's no birds.
Yeah,
Well,
not run out of bags of corn.
Well, I'll tell you, I talked about it. I recorded a show with Brian Hallbly last week, and he was sort of like, "What have you been up to?" And I said, "Well, I've got this quarry in my backyard, and I'm trying to keep the water open so that I can pull some geese in, right? Because everything is freezing up around here."
You should have bought an ice eater from Show Me Ducks.
I should have. So, my buddy Andrew Barkhouse, my old trolling motor shit the bed on me. So Andrew, who has come out here and hunt, and he's like, "I've got an extra trolling motor. If you can keep the water open, and we can get in another couple hunts before the season's over, great." So he brought this motor out to me. I geared it all up, went down. There was probably about 2 inches of ice on the quarry, so it was easy for me to break.
Oh yeah.
I set it up. Cleared a big area. Obviously, it's a trolling motor, so electric. So I got it hooked up to a car battery. So that was just a trial run, right? I pulled everything out of the water, brought it up to the garage, put the trickle charger back on the battery. The next morning, I went over. There was no way I'm breaking that ice.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, like it was solid. So the only way I can do it now is I've got to get the chainsaw and cut the ice, which is okay.
Yeah.
But I've got to, because that's going to be a multi-day event in order to open up that water big enough that I can get some geese to come in. Well, I don't even know if there's any geese around here right now.
Anything left to hit that water.
So now I'm driving the roads to try and find, is there even any sky pandas in the area right now?
Well, in fairness, I think it was off camera when I mentioned this, but we legit went from full blown hard peak waterfowl season to froze up.
100%.
Get out the tip ups and augers.
Yeah, 100%. We were in
there was no gradual just tip in. No, it was full thrust right to the root. You're taking the whole stem.
Yeah. Well, and I tell you, it's all across North America right now. Because remember Hunter from Water Feather Boats?
Yep.
Remember him? He called me yesterday, and he was like, "Hey, what's going on?" I said, "You're lucky. You got me. I just came in from clearing snow." And he was like, "Oh shit, you guys got a lot?" And I was like, "Well, it's enough that you got to clear it." I was like, "What about you guys?" He said, "Yeah, we're calling for snow." And I think he's in South Carolina or something, isn't he? I got to double check it, but I know I know he's south. I want to say no. I think he's Tennessee actually, and I know he's south. Anyways, he's south, and he said, "Yeah, we're calling for snow." He said, "We won't get what you're getting."
God no.
But he said, we're calling for it, right? And then, talking to my mom in Newfoundland, and then talking to friends that are out west. I think it's across North America right now, this cold weather. It's everywhere. I think everywhere is getting hit with it.
Well,
unless you're in Southern California or Florida or on the Gulf Coast. I think it's cold everywhere right now. So everybody's season is probably. So
today's Tuesday.
Yeah, the 9th of December.
Yeah, so today's Tuesday. So Sunday night into Monday morning, we got down to minus 23.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I've got no idea what that is in Fahrenheit.
I'll do it. You keep talking. I'll find out. Yeah,
and then tomorrow we're supposed to get a high of 0 or +1, +2.
Yeah.
So for the Yanks, that's 34, 35.
So minus 23 Celsius is minus 9.4 Fahrenheit.
-9 Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
That's chilly.
Yeah, that's chilly, man. That's
Chilly
cold.
weather. Yeah.
And like I said, that night.
And we're first week of December.
Yeah.
This is January weather.
After a crazy hot October.
Bullshit.
Right? Crazy hot October. And then
perfect.
November, which should have been our October, when things were starting to work and we were like, okay, it's coming. Duck season's here. That was November, right?
Up. Duck season's gone.
And then duck season's gone.
Yeah. We totally got gypped out of a whole month.
Yeah. Meanwhile,
yeah, really.
But meanwhile, all the Americans are listening. Are like, yeah, well, screw you guys. You get 102 days of your duck season, so
you can afford to lose. We were chirping about our season. We need to bump it later, not this year.
No, not this year.
We ate those words.
Mm-hmm. Well, even because like before we went down to Lake St. Clair, which was like the 22nd or something like that in November,
something like that. Yeah,
I already had the small water freezing up around here at home.
Right.
But when we were down there, it kind of got mild and windy, so I was like, sweet. I'll go home. Some little water might open up. And then I was home for a few days when I got the call about my sister. And so like I left.
Yeah.
And then as soon as the day I left, it started raining and I knew the snow was coming. And as soon as I got out of town, Carrie got stuck with all the snow and having to clean it up.
Right.
And I got home Tuesday night, like the following week. And as I'm driving into town, I'm looking out over Georgian Bay, and Georgian Bay is frozen. Like we're in the very bottom of it, so it's like a bay. It's a bay within the bay.
Yeah.
But it was frozen as far as you could see, and it hadn't even gotten that cold yet. And then now, we've had some minus 20s.
Wow.
There's guys venturing out on Quinny already, poking holes.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's a big. I seen a post yesterday on Facebook, and it was somebody out on the Bay of Quinte with their ice hut, and they were like, the caption was, "Does anybody think this is safe?" And I'm like, definitely not safe enough for me to be out on. I can tell you, like, I want a few more inches of ice.
12 inches of ice before I walk out.
Yeah, like I want a little bit more ice before I'm setting up my hut and stuff. But but then you don't know, right? Maybe that's a place where 3 inches of ice and there's only an inch or two of water underneath it. Who knows, right? Like you don't know. But yeah, like, and I'm curious, like, if you think about, say, so you could say Alberta's froze, Saskatchewan's froze, Manitoba's froze, Ontario's froze, Quebec is froze. If Ontario's froze, Quebec is froze. So let's talk upstate New York is froze, or very close to. I would think upstate New York is frozen now. At least, Buffalo, Syracuse, that area, that's froze. And then Michigan's got to be getting cold right now. And then what's after Michigan? Is it Wisconsin?
Wisconsin's northwest Michigan.
Yeah. So then you got Michigan, Minnesota, North Dakota.
Minnesota's not even a question. It's done.
Yeah. Minnesota,
North Dakota, Montana.
Yeah.
They're done.
So like all those northern states are frozen. Clear of, you'll have some duck hunting clubs that keep the water open, and then the odd dude that has an ice heater that can keep it open. But man, like the fellas in the South must be just loving this early freeze up.
Smashing birds.
Oh, buddy, they gotta be like I'm watching Wade. I'm looking at Wade Shoemaker and the stuff he's showing right now. Him and Dennis Lozier from Dr. Duck, like Arkansas I think Arkansas just opened this weekend.
The boys at Habitat Flats, they're smashing birds.
Oh, but even Habitat Flats, right? That's in Missouri, Habitat Flats, right?
Kind of northern Missouri.
Yeah, so that's got to be getting close right now to getting froze. Like I was in Missouri late fall, like not this late, and buddy, I'm going to tell you, it was fucking cold. Like it was not warm. Well, and you were there, Phil, in what, October or November?
Yeah, it was like last weekend of October.
Yeah, like
there was no gloves worn on that trip.
Oh no,
No.
it was still warm. Well, I'm telling you, man. Like I just.
Well, even when I went down to the boot heel of Missouri and kind of hunted like down to the boot heel, the Missouri Arkansas border, that was what, in January.
Yeah.
And even that like wasn't like there was one day, it was like say 0-ish. So for the southern friends, I'd be 32. And then we had 20 degrees that afternoon.
Right.
So for the southern friends, that's like short. You're getting into shorts and t-shirts.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's a big increase.
Yeah, but think about that. That was everywhere, though, even here.
But that was fucking January.
Yeah, but I know. But even here, like, not
I was
last
sitting
year,
in a patio
not
crushing fucking silver bullets.
but not last year, but the year before, I was hunting an island out here on Lake Ontario in the first week of January.
We were not here at my house. We had 3 feet of goddamn snow.
No, buddy. Like
that's the good thing. That's the only saving grace in Ontario is we've got the Great Lakes to rely on. Because like I know, like you get that northern side, like the northern shore of Lake Erie.
Yeah.
Like the water's bitter. The water's still open, but like then you've got like it's like Haldeman and Norfolk and that. It's like if they don't have a lot of snow, those fields are still full of birds because those birds are just like I know like down through Dunnville and that. Like it's all the old bedrock shoreline there. So there's just these shallow shelves. And even last week when I was back home, took my dad out for a drive. We always do the same stretch along Lake Erie because it's shallow water. There's these bedrock shelves and there's just ducks and geese as far as you can see.
Yeah.
So like if you're down that area, that north shore, like there's still great birds to be found, and you don't have to get on the water if you can get a field, but water's probably easier.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm like our disadvantage of things freezing up early has got to be the southern, the mid to southern states. They've got to be just clicking their heels every day when they they check the weather and they were like, oh, another cold front rolling in north. Awesome. Keep it coming because it's just pushing birds, right? And they're going to have a banger of a season. I've got to believe they're going to have a banger of the season just because there's no water here anymore.
Yeah. And like we got hit. What was it last Sunday? Like not this past Sunday, the Sunday before. We got hit with that big storm. And I just remember looking at the radar and there was a streamer that came from our place, like right up on the bottom of the Georgian Bay and like stretched all the way down to I think it was like Boston.
Oh, really?
There's just this huge string that came down. So everybody got hit hard.
Yeah.
We're getting another 4 inches of snow tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What am I doing?
Yeah.
Going hunting.
Yeah, you're going hunting. You're fucking crazy. I wouldn't be on the roads tomorrow.
Do you know how many birds I've killed from the couch there, sweetheart?
Yeah, I know.
0.
Yeah, well, I
don't have my first field shoot of the year.
I don't have the nerve anymore to hit the roads, like during that shitty.
Not that far of a drive.
Yeah, I don't have the nerve to be on the road during that stupid snow and stuff. Fuck, we were driving back the other day, and it wasn't stormy. It wasn't bad. But there was enough snow that was hitting the highway that all the drivers immediately forgot that they were fucking Canadian and they drove through this weather last year. And I think I got to Brighton, which is, an hour away from my house. And I was like, I'm getting off the highway and taking the back roads because there's going to be people are just being stupid here right now.
It's the 401.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm getting off this highway. I'm just driving to back. If it takes me an extra hour to get home, it'll be worth it because there's going to be a pile up here any second now.
Everybody's got their 4-ways on, but nobody has their headlights on.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
and in the passing lane.
Yeah.
And refuse to move over because there's a line of snow that's running down the middle.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, I can't cross over. I got to go through the snow. I can't cross over. I got to stay in this lane. And I'm just like, Jesus, you're killing me. So I was like, I'm getting off the road. And Trish was like, really? I was like, I'm either going to have an aneurysm driving or there's going to be a huge pile up and we're going to be stuck on the road for hours. So it's just best if we just get off and, that. What else did we have to talk about?
Checking your notes.
Yeah, I'm checking my notes. What else do we have to talk about? Well, I can't talk about that because you guys told me I'm not allowed to.
I never said that.
Hey, it's your show. We're just here to shoot the shit.
Yeah.
I just warned you there'll be a new hashtag or something.
Yeah. No, and I don't want that. I don't want a new
Buddy,
new
even
hashtag.
bad publicity.
I
Good publicity.
I want to be able to spew the bullshit out of my mouth with absolutely no repercussions whatsoever. That's what I want. That's a perfect world.
Do any of these people pay your pension?
Yeah, no. Well, yeah, kind of all of them do.
Haven't you heard? We pay your salary.
I pay your salary.
Yeah, exactly.
Can you pay more? I want a raise.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's well, here, let's talk about this. This is something that and I'll be completely transparent, right? Like I've been
Well, let me get
on.
another beer.
Oh, he's got to get a pint.
I need to top up before we get into this. This is about to get good.
While Phil's gone, I thought about something, and then we changed subjects again. So I forgot. You were talking about keeping the quarry open, but didn't know if there's birds in the area. Yeah. So it had frozen up here, and it is frozen up. So I've been hearing some geese, but just north of us, there's the locks for the Trent Severn waterway. Right. So there is some open water, so we still get geese coming over. While I was gone last week, apparently Carrie said she was working, and she was upstairs and she heard the geese going over. Thought, man, they sound louder than usual. She got up to pour a coffee or something, realized there's 2 geese in our yard.
Really?
Shoot them.
So, but it's like, the only thing I could figure is she had cleared all the snow and we still have the trampoline outside. So she had dropped the sides and put the cover on it. So it's a big black, like tarp
looks
type
like
cover.
water.
So the only thing I figured, she cleared it off enough they could see the cover on the trampoline, thought it was water, and fucking landed in our yard.
Really?
Okay.
So I'm hoping we have a little pond.
All I heard was take them.
Yeah, we have a little pond in the back corner along our ditch, so I'm hoping some ducks start to at least come check it out.
Okay, Mr. Pittman, you were saying.
Yeah. Oh, so for the past friggin' 10 years, easy. I've been. I see a head doctor, right? Like a shrink.
Talking doctor.
A what?
Talking doctor.
A talking doctor. There you go. So, there's very little, like someone could say, well, Damian Pittman's an asshole, right? And I'd be like, yeah, that's a fair. I get why you think, because your only interaction with me was at this point, and I can understand it because I'm not everybody's cup of tea, right? I know every one of my faults because I've been in therapy for 10 years. So I know all the things that I'm not good at. Right. So, today I had my, monthly check in with my doctor and we were chatting about stuff and she just said to me, she was like, how's everything going? How is the business going? How's the brand? And she knows nothing about it. She just knows that there's a brand. She doesn't know what it is or anything like that. And I'm like, I said, it's good. I said, things are good. I said, me and my buddies, we get on and we do a show every week. I said, things are happening, and she said, okay, that's good. It sounds like you're happy. I said, yeah. I said, I am. I'm really happy. I said, but I gotta reel it in a little bit. And she's like, what are you talking about? What reel what in? I said, well, I gotta reel in my excitement sometimes. And she was like, I don't understand. So, and I had made a post last year where we had done a video out west at Claudio's where Claudio was giving me all these compliments, right? And I really struggled on if I was ever going to post that. And then I just thought to myself, I'm like, no, fuck it. I'm posting it because it's a good video. but I thought it would come across as me being braggy and showing off and all this shit, right? So I said to her, I was like, no, I said, I don't want to come across as that pompous asshole or anything. I said, I'm really not. I said, I think sometimes I'm just not really good at explaining what my feelings and that is. And then it comes across just like when I brought up the fact about I'm not hunting unless it's a banger. Fuck, did that ever backfire on me?
Hashtag only bangers.
Only hashtag only bangers. Yeah. And did that ever fucking backfire on me? And so she's like, well, what are you worried about bragging? I said, well, like, the end of the year is coming. I said, and I hired a marketing firm and I've spent some serious money on some research and stuff like this. And it's come back that the show is doing good. And that's all to everybody that's listening to this, right? Because all those analytics, it gets captured and all this stuff, right? So I had to take a moment to thank everybody that listens and follows and stuff like that. But because of all of that improving, the marketing company said, well, hey, listen, you should be getting something for this when you're advertising brands and you're showing off brands. And, like here we are, like Ducklander, Real Geese, Rig 'em Right. And those guys are all awesome. And they've been awesome for forever, right? But I get to this point where I'm like, am I coming across as like this pompous asshole? Because that's not the goal, right? And she's like, well, I don't, again, she doesn't know. And therefore she doesn't know the audience and she doesn't know the community, right? And how it only takes one misstep, especially because everything we do is on social media now, right? So you get one shot, you screw it up, well, then you're blackballed, right? And now I'm at that point, I'm like, do I talk about the things that I'm excited about, or do I shut up and not bring it up? Like I'm really torn. I don't know what's the okay thing to do here. Can I be excited and talk about a new sponsor or talk about a new opportunity, or is that being braggy? I don't know. I honestly don't know.
I think,
But
man, like,
you do what makes you happy.
yeah,
At the end of the day, do any of these people sign your paycheck or your pension? Nope.
and be proud of it, man. Like and I think that's what happens. Is a lot of people don't see the shit that you've got, like the work you put in to it and that, right? And that's where it's like it's become a joke for us, and now they're like almost a hashtag where it's like, the whole "oh, must be nice" kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
People are not pounding down our door to like jump in and be sponsors and throw us stuff like, and then obviously like 95% of this work has been on you. Like, you've worked hard to build this, grow this, make those connections, reach out to people. Like, again, people aren't banging down your door and ringing your phone off the hook to throw you shit. Like, it's taken fucking work, blood, sweat, and beers to get there. But again, it's people are like, oh, it must be nice. Yeah, it must be nice to be able to go fucking sleep at night while I'm chasing down fucking emails, doing all this other shit and this, that, and the other. It's the fucking jealousy game. That's all it is.
Yeah, but and I get what you're saying, and I don't want to turn this into it's not a fucking pity party and whatever. But at the same time, so I think the majority of the people that I talk to are exactly like you and Craig, right? You're just like, hey, fucking do it and be happy, right? And do it and be happy. And the majority of the people that I deal with, that's how they are, right? And I gotta say that I am very fortunate that the people that I do get to talk to a lot these days are in the same boat as me, right? Or they were at some point. So they sort of get it. But then there's another group of people that I've got to interact with they're the people that I'm hanging out with at a DU dinner or at a Delta dinner or some fundraiser or something, right? So you don't want to be you don't want to be known as an asshole.
Yeah.
I don't want to be known as an asshole.
But do you know what I find funny is like what you've created and what we've created, whatever else, there's nothing stopping anyone from doing it.
Well, this is true.
Yeah,
there is nothing.
thing.
No. And I have been, actually, I brought this up. I don't know to who. I can't remember now, but I brought this up about a week ago or two. And I was saying, like, all these podcasts that are out there right now, I fucking support every one of them. Because I think it's just good for the sport that there's more
it's not
people.
Like there's a monopoly on this, and you're the only waterfowling based podcast that's permitted
there's a
in
million.
Canada.
Yeah, there's a million.
Like there's nothing stopping anyone from doing whatever like you've done and what we've done.
Mm-hmm.
But
no,
there'll
very
be
1,000
people lined up to must be nice.
Well,
nothing
very
stopping
true.
you, sweetheart.
I was listening to a podcast yesterday, and they were talking numbers, and it was something like 27,000 new podcasts start like every day.
Really?
But like the total number of podcasts is still huge, but not as big as it should be. Like if you're starting 27,000 new ones every day, and any of them were successful and continued on,
yeah,
right.
The number's not nearly big enough. Yeah, so it's like
episodes, right?
Yeah, like they don't last. So the fact that like anybody who's made it this far and this long clearly should speak to you as far as how much work's gone into it and how much bullshit they've had to do.
Well, and clearly we have nothing better to do with our lives.
Well, yeah. and that's a good point, Phil. It's clearly we don't, but there's also this side of me where first when I started the brand, there was a lot of people that said, well, what are you doing? Like, you're never going to succeed. You're in Canada, all the money is in the States when it comes to hunting and all this stuff.
Cool story, bro.
But there's a part of me that was like, what, you don't think I can do it? Fucking watch me. Yeah, watch me. Because at a pure stubbornness, I'll just keep going. If it means I won't sell my house to keep the podcast going.
Oh God,
but no. But you know what I mean? Like there is a part of me that's just, I'm determined not to see it fail, and so I won't give up.
Well,
you know what I mean?
200, and believe me, like this still boggles my mind to this day. We are 249 episodes in.
Yeah.
Like this legit started with 5 guys that had nothing better to goddamn do, for an hour a week, because COVID fucked everything. COVID fucked my 40th birthday. Fuck COVID. I apologize. I've been doing really good lately. I really have.
I know.
I apologize.
Actually, I will bring this up because I said to the boys on Hunt Proof last week, I said, I never swore at all today. I said, but if Phil was on the show, we would have got a couple F-bombs.
I've improved dramatically.
You have.
From
you have
early,
done very
early episodes, I've improved dramatically.
Anyways,
Except
keep
today.
going. Keep going with your thought there.
Minus all the F-bombs. But like I look at, where we've gotten to, like obviously, there's been a couple changing of the guards, over the years.
Yeah.
But like we're 5.5 years into this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had to do some mathing there. We're 5.5 years into this. We're 249 episodes. The biggest thing, and like believe me, like I've been watching the numbers as we grow, because obviously, like, because I'm a shift worker and people see the shows, like I'm here for a few, I miss a few, back and forth.
Yeah. The
biggest thing is I want to be here for 250, which I will. Yeah, I will be here for 250. Mm-hmm. I feel like that's a colossal milestone. And people it drives me nuts, and I just laugh in their faces like, oh yeah, must be nice. But it's like, you know what, honestly, like out of all these people that we have on the show, like all these like amazing guests that we had, the only thing we ever ask of them, hour of their time.
Yeah.
Hour and 15 on a bad day. Yeah. That's all we ask is like literally an hour and 15 of their time. Like we're literally just trying to fill holes and fill content, and it honestly blows my mind that in the 249 episodes we've legitimately have not run out of shit to talk about, because someone generally does something stupid on Facebook. And then, guess what?
You're right.
Thank you. We've got a new topic next week. God bless you. Oh, P.S. And then these guys from this conglomerate or podcast or your store coming on the show too. But like 249 episodes and we're still finding shit to talk about. Like, this is not that hard.
Well,
it's really not.
The thing that I find, and Craig, you can jump in after this.
And that's my
thing. The thing that I find though, there are a lot of podcasts out there for the waterfowling world right now. And each one of them, and I'm not going to pretend to know all of them, but there's a bunch of them that I do follow, just because I think it's good for the sport that there's all these different attitudes and viewpoints on how things are done. I don't really look at them as competition, as I don't look at them as competition. I'm happy that there's more opportunity out there for brands. And like, if you listen to the last episode of the podcast, and where I had the boys from Hunt Proof on, if you want to meet a group, or so two individuals that are as down to earth and humble as you will ever meet, it's Nathan and Steven. They are like offline. I was telling them about a conversation I had where someone reached out to me and they wanted to do some sponsorship. And Nathan was getting excited as I'm telling this story. And he was like, dude, tell me you accept it. Tell me you accept. Like, he was excited.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, no, it just didn't work out. And he was like, dude, that's amazing that company reached out to you. And I was like, yeah, I guess so. He was like, man, that's amazing. And so the show, 249 episodes, and we're still finding the people that are of the same mindset that we are. Yeah. And that's and listen, Jeff Coates has been on a bunch of times. Brian Ellithorpe has been on a bunch of times. Brian Hallbly has been on a bunch of, like, we've got a bunch of guests that have been on a bunch of times. Sean Stahl, but ultimately they are the same brainwave of us, and they're just, I don't know. Like when Craig Mintz told me, he was like, I want to sponsor the show, but I don't want you to change anything about it. And I was like, okay. And he was like,
believe me, that's not hard at all.
But
we wouldn't know how to change it.
Well, no, we wouldn't have known how to change if he had asked. But we all got our space, right? So, and this is sort of kind of the epiphany that I had today. So let's talk about podcasts, right? So every one of it, like, our podcast is different than everybody else's podcast, right? And it's to whatever your taste is. So let's talk about decoys. How many fucking decoy companies are out there these days? I can look at you and go, I can look at you right now and say, well, I'm fairly confident in saying Real Geese Silhouettes is the best on the market. I'm fairly confident. Anybody that argues
for flats, hands down.
Yeah. Because anybody that argues that with me, I think their only argument is that the decoys that they buy are cheaper. I think that's the only way that you can beat Craig Mintz and his product. Honest to God. And that's Damian Pittman talking. I honestly do not think there's a product out there for silhouette decoys that compare to Real Geese decoys. But now let's talk full body geese. Well, Dave Smith is the best, right? So turkey decoys, full body decoys, Dave Smith is the
Dave
best.
Smith. Yeah.
So now let's talk DOA and then Dakota and Rig'em and Tangle Free and all of these brands that have, and I'm using decoys now as my example. I can say to you, well, I think Rig'em is the best decoys. And then you will say, well, I think Tangle Free is the best decoys. Well, I think DOA is the best decoys.
Well, when it comes to full body, because I represented...
But everybody has their own taste. And that's the wonderful thing about this waterfowl world right now, is that there's so many options that nobody is pigeonholed into one product. There's so many products out there right now.
The one thing I give, like, because I actually represented DOA at one point. I was a staffer for DOA. And it's not so much their decoy itself, it's the base. So they're full bodies. It wasn't a round base. It wasn't a square base. It was like a hex.
Oh, the
hex base.
Yeah.
You could not blow that shit over.
Yep.
Those were the tit. And I still to this day own, because I just load them in the back of my truck this evening, I still own 24 DOA sleeper shells.
Yeah.
And at least to me, because of the design and everything, because they're stackable for one.
Yep.
Still to me, the hands down the best sleeper shell ever invented.
Yeah, I'm not
they're
going to...
super heavy in the breast. So the actual material, like picture a flat slab of plastic, and it gets sandwiched into a mold to make said sleeper shell. The plastic in the breast is like substantially thicker and heavier,
weight it down,
than what's in the tail. So when you drop them, like, they're designed to like sit and stay, and they're stackable. More importantly, like, they're all one piece. Like the head, everything, it's all one piece. Honestly, to me, one of the, like, and it's the only one piece sleeper shell I've ever run. I've run some other sleeper shells where you're fucking taking heads on and off, and it's a pain in the dick. I think those for greenhead gears, like, great sleeper shells, but again, you're taking heads on and off. It's additional work.
Yeah. And to breaking the clips or however they attach.
Oh yeah, you're mashing shit again. Like, we're talking duck hunting, you're talking plastic and cold weather. We're just breaking stuff. But those DOA sleeper shells, best thing I've ever run.
Yeah, and I'm not. I didn't say that to start a discussion on what's better.
We need to talk about something on the show.
But what I'm talking about is that we are at a point where somebody, much like us, will say, well, I can make that floater float better. I can make that base better. I can do gooder. The flocking. I can do gooder. I can make that flocking on that head better.
God, I'm carried on flocking.
But there's so many options out there for us right now that it's as a waterfowler, this is prime time right now. Like, there's so many options out there, and I'm not going to say I can tell you there's products that I like the best.
Oh, 100%. Like, don't kid you.
But who's
like,
to say that I'm the fucking grand poobah of waterfowl gear?
I like, when it comes to like shopping for certain things, like, I cherry pick from certain companies.
Yeah.
Like, we look at say Ryan
there's no company that makes the best of everything.
I agree with you. Good point, Craig. There's no company
Ryan
that makes
from Easy Deeks and his Texas rigs.
Yeah.
They're customized like to the inch and to the ounce.
Yeah.
You're not getting that anywhere else. I've purchased 3 dozen. I still have 1 dozen of Ryan's Easy, like his 36-inch, 3-ounce. Was it the timber?
That was strategically placed, eh?
Well, that's because they're sitting here on my bench. But like, again, like, he customizes your rigs like to the inch, to the ounce. Phenomenal idea.
Yeah. And to tie it back to like what you're saying with podcasts
make, like,
too.
the EVA decoys, which is that softer, more subtle plastic. So like for banging around with decoys and stuff, they hold paint a lot better. So like the OG Avian X decoys, I still own half a dozen. And like those are my go-to small water puddle decoys because you can bang the shit out of them and they won't die. Then you look at, say, FA, for example. FA's got these smaller decoys. They're called the last pass mallards. At least in Canadian dollars, they're $75 for a dozen.
Oh, that's like $2 American.
Yeah, roughly. But again, like the FA last pass mallards, you're $75 for a dozen. So any like new guys who are getting into duck hunting, right there, you can buy 2 dozen for under $200. Again, it's an affordable option. Like, again, like there's so many amazing companies out there and you can just cherry pick. Yeah, I want this from this company, that from that company. Like I had a dog blind from a company. I despised it.
Oh,
It was this stupid idea. Stupid design.
I got one too. And I wrote the head production guy who I know. And I was like, this blind is garbage. I'm sorry.
That's the stupidest thing you've ever made. Yeah, I since got rid of it since.
Yeah, and he was like, I appreciate the feedback, and I was like, well, I'm telling you, this is it's fucking junk. Like I just spent this money, and it is junk. It will not survive the first season.
Yeah,
and he was like, oh,
do you remember the movie Old School? When,
yeah,
the one girl shows up with the housewarming gift, and it's a CD tower.
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh yeah, that's a piece of crap. We stopped selling that years ago." nice gesture though.
Yeah, Vince Vaughn, right?
Yeah.
What were you going to say, Craig, about bringing it back to the podcast?
Just like because you were saying how like the podcast, it's like everybody's different, and it's the same as any other product. Like I listen to a lot of podcasts, some hunting, some not. And it's like, I'll listen to a half dozen hunting podcasts and they're completely different, right? Like, especially a lot of them, of course, are based out of the States. So one state to the next, totally different. So you're getting
totally
different. You're hearing about different issues. You're hearing about different styles. And so like, there's room for everything, right? There's room for everybody. And it's like anything else, just shop around, find what works for you. Like there's no reason to have to limit yourself or limit the industry. Like just there's something for everybody.
Yeah, especially today. There's so many options. Like who's to say, like, sure, we are in the business of producing a podcast and we're in the business of, I never really looked at it as though we were in the business of entertaining people, because like what Phil said when we started this, it was really just because we had nothing else better to do, and COVID had fucked us, right?
Yeah, so you couldn't go for beer and wings with your buddies.
That's right. So this was our way to connect, was true, and then we just decided we'd turn it into a podcast, right? But now I view the show as though we need to entertain people. We need to keep people coming back and liking the show and the whole bit, right? And I think everybody that does a podcast, I think, that's their goal, is to entertain people and keep the interest and keep people coming back, right? So to your point, Craig, there's so many options. Like I'm sure there's I shouldn't say wordy only one, but I doubt if there's many podcasts that are as opinionated as what we are. Like we're pretty fucking opinionated.
Well, and I think it's just the diversity of it too, like the diversity of the opinions, because a lot of podcasts, it's, you might be a host, maybe a couple, and then it's always a guest. So it's like, it's not, you're not necessarily getting opinions, you're getting, they're bringing on guests who are experts in something. So you're getting, it's information and everything. But yeah, and it's just, why you don't have to choose, right? You can just go through and just listen to everything or nothing. It's up to you.
Yeah. No, good point. My phone is binging, so that tells me Phil is telling me. Yeah. Fucking knew it. My phone was binging. I was like, that's Phil telling me the hour is up.
We're at an hour and I need to take a raging piss. Beer go in, beer go out.
Okay.
Then I can guarantee you my wood stove needs wood because my wife won't touch the goddamn thing.
All right. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, quick round the table and we'll end this one. Philly, to you first, because you got to go.
buddy, just another banger. Talking about nonsense and whatever else again. And anyone that knows us or me, for example, like we give no fucks. You don't sign my paycheck. You don't contribute to my pension. We don't care. We're here for a good time, not a long time.
And
That's
with
pretty
that,
much
ladies
it.
and gentlemen, Phil Christian.
Esquire.
Esquire.
If you haven't seen the commercials, no question.
All right,
Esquire.
take off, Philly. Go take your leak.
I got to at least sit here till the end, like when we close.
Okay,
this out.
Craig,
That
to you,
would just
my
be
man.
ignorant.
Nothing from me. I'm hoping one more hunt this weekend. I got an invite. Hopefully birds are still around this Saturday. Other than that, not a whole lot going on. Gonna go decorate the Christmas tree now, and it's Christmas time.
Attaboy.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, this was episode 249 of the Union 0430 podcast. We are not experts, nor will we ever pretend to be. Just a bunch of friends that love hanging out and just,
Oh,
I don't even
we have
know.
no clue what the hell we're doing.
I don't know if we get anywhere with all this, but we just love talking, and we cannot thank you enough for joining us and listening to us ramble on. Big
And not
love, surround
reporting us to the feds.
yeah, big love, surround yourself with good people, and good things will happen. Until next time.